So this is just a quick little video on how to take your toilet out without making a huge mess. In order to get the job done, you're going to need some tools. What I recommend, some type of little flat bar. You could definitely use an adjustable wrench, but I happen to have the correct sizes, so I'm going to go ahead and use those. I barely ever use these wrenches, so it's very exciting. And some type of a utility knife. If your toilet is caulked to the floor, you'll need to cut that caulking, so this will come in handy. And then, not a necessity, but a wet vac can come in handy to suck up the last bit of water. That way when you go to move the toilet, it's not going to make as much of a mess. And then finally, one more optional thing is a garbage bag. So the first step you want to do is turn the water off, then you want to flush the toilet. So now the next step here is you flush the toilet, the water's turned off, it's not filling up anymore. So I've taken the filter off of my wet vac, that way it's not going to get ruined by sucking up the water. So we're just going to clear up the rest of the water in there. We'll start in the top tank. So now that all the water is out of the toilet, the next step is to remove the water line. To do that, the water pump pliers come in handy to hold the valve steady while you unloosen the nut with the wrench. It's important to hold that valve steady because the last thing you want to do is start reefing on those compression fittings. They can pop off, so this is a good combination to use. So the next part of the process is, if your toilet has these little caps on the side, you're going to want to pop those off. Sometimes they can be a little tricky to get off. I like to use a little flat bar to pry them off. Once those are popped off, you can undo the nuts that are holding the toilet to the floor. And if you're taking off an old toilet and you're going to be reinstalling it, obviously you want to save all this stuff, but save it anyways, even if you're getting a new toilet. Sometimes the new stuff won't always work with what the existing mounting is. So just keep this little, the end pieces here, and as well as the bolt. Once you've got those nuts off, if your toilet, nuts off, once the nuts are off, then you can go ahead and cut the silicone along the bottom of the toilet with your X-Acto knife, utility knife, whatever you want to call it. So you've cut all the way around the toilet there. The silicone on here is pretty thick. So what you'd want to do is just grab onto the toilet and reef it. Especially if you didn't have the wet vac, what you want to do is take the garbage bag, take your bag, fold it all the way down, and then essentially you want to take the toilet off, pop it in the garbage bag. You can kind of pull it up and around, and then that way it's not going to get water all over the place. And there you go. This baby is ready to transport through your house without getting disgusting toilet water all over the place. And if you're thinking about renovating your house, I got the perfect video for you right over here about how to plan your renovation without getting a divorce.